Oh man, do y'all remember the good old days of 2005? I mean, it was just, what, 10 years ago that we were rushing home to check out 106 in Park to see the new videos of the day, the new joint of the day, see what would be number one. And then on Tuesdays, yes, Tuesdays, we would run to Best Buy to cop the new albums. Had to get it on release day because they were marked down to like $9.99 or $7.99. And hold up. Yo, Thundercat phone is ringing. What up? Oh, for real? Oh. So, my bad, y'all. That was the wifey. Apparently, I'm being too loud here in Soul and Stereo Studio. She's way back there and she can hear my conversation. 2005 was 20 years ago? Not 10? I can feel my bones cracking now. This is why my jaw clicks when I eat Sour Patch Kids. 20 years, player. All right, well, since we're 20 years deep, look, I'm a writer, I'm a reviewer, I'm not a mathematician, so you didn't come here for the numbers. But what you did come here for was to hear about music from 2005. Today, we're going to dust off the old tier list once again, and we're going to look at the #1 R&B songs of 2005. We're going to place them on the tier list, see what's good with that. So, come along, check it out, because you're an old head just like me if you're watching this video. To another edition of the Soul and Stereo Sessions right here on YouTube. Yes, and you heard what we said earlier. Today is all about 2005, a year that I cannot believe was 20 years ago. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to break out the tier list and we're going to look at R&B from that era and see where the top charting R&B songs on the list, how they measure up today. So it's interesting because, you know, most people love to romanticize the R&B of the 90s. And don't get it twisted. Of my lifetime, there is no better decade for R&B in the 90s. But we do underestimate how great the 2000s were. Were they as good as the 90s? Not quite, especially the last half of the 2000s. But we got some excellent music that a lot of times I feel like is a little underrated, especially the year 2005. We got the Mariah album, The Emancipation of Mimi, one of the greatest comeback R&B albums of all time. Another comeback album with Mary J. Blige's The Breakthrough, which dropped at the end of the year. And then we had great debuts from, of all people, yes, Chris Brown dropped not only his debut, but in my opinion, by far his best work in 2005, with a host of others. So we had a great year in 2005, and we're going to go back and look at the Billboard charts and look at the Billboard R&B list. Now let me warn you, the Billboard R&B list, you're going to see some songs up there that are not technically R&B, but a lot of time that list gets populated by songs that are more melodic hip-hop is what they call it today, which are songs with kind of like R&B hooks and kind of sing-songy joint. So don't get mad at me, it's the list. I'm just going by the list. But speaking of the list, D Roth, show us the good old tier list. Put it up for the players. Yes. So you will see here that we have the tier list, and the songs that we'll be picking are down below. Y'all know how it goes by now. S is the top tier. It is the top. It's the tippy top. Now, I'm not saying that S tier means you're a classic among classics, but it does mean that you're one of the best songs of that decade, in my opinion. That's what S tier means on this list. Then you got A tier, which of course is just dope song. B tier, good song. C tier, it's alright. And player please, you know, you don't want to end up in that list. So before we get started, hit them, D Roth. You know what we do. Make sure if you haven't already to hit like on this video. Do that right now. Just go and click that button right there. Hit like. It means a lot to your boy. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel. The more subscribers we have, the bigger the range, the more we can have good conversations, and the more inspiration I have to do more of these videos. Yes, get me hyped. And of course, when you're done, be sure to share this with the R&B fan in your life. I promise you they're gonna love it. So let's get it started. We are gonna look at all of the #1 R&B songs of 2005 and see how they measure up. Alright, first is Mario's Let Me Love You. This song had quite the reign of dominance. From January to March, 11 weeks. This thing was one of the biggest hits of the year. This was Mario's coming out party. Easily his best song. Easily his most memorable song. A banger from Scott Storch. To this day, it's like, if you think of Mario, you probably think of this song. And he really hasn't topped it yet. An incredible song, an incredible song for that moment. It was a star-making moment and one of the most memorable of the whole decade. This is an easy, say it with me, get the horns ready, S tier! An easy S tier right out of the gate. There's a reason why this was 11 weeks on top. It deserved absolutely. And next up is 50 Cent and Olivia, The Candy Shop. This one was #1 for 4 weeks. And let me tell y'all players, I hate this song. I mean, I know that it's no secret that whereas I love Get Rich or Die Trying, one of the most disappointing albums I have ever purchased with real money is back here somewhere, and I won't even pull it out because it doesn't deserve the FaceTime. It's 50 Cent's The Massacre. I know y'all are gonna massacre me in the comments because people love this album because it came off of 50's big reign of dominance. The nostalgia is strong for it, but go back and listen to the whole thing. Go listen to it. Not right now about this video. Go listen to it. This album is not good. Stupid singles. There are like literally 2 good album cuts. He was absolutely phoning it in, and I do not like this album at all. I think it's terrible, and I also think this song is terrible. It is a rehash of Magic Stick. Honestly, I can't even remember what came first. I don't even like Magic Stick. The chicken or the egg, whatever one came first was biting off the other one. I'm not a fan of either song. And you know what makes it worse? They stole the beat for this song from my favorite video game of all time, Final Fantasy VII. Go listen to Final Fantasy, not Final Fantasy VII, my fault. Final Fantasy VI. Final Fantasy VII is not my favorite of all time. Y'all can holler at me in the comments about that. Final Fantasy VI is my favorite of all time. And the beat is the exact beat from a portion of the game called The Veil. I will not play it here because if I do, I will get demonetized and in trouble. But go listen to The Veil from Final Fantasy VI and then go play Candy Shop. And I do not know why someone was not thrown under jail for this. I do not like this song at all. I thought it was lazy. They stole my beat from another game. You know where to put it. Play or please that thing. I don't like it. I don't like it. Justice for Final Fantasy VI. Alright, next up is The Game, and once again 50 with Hate It or Love It. This reigned on top of the Billboard R&B charts for 2 weeks back in April, and this is a much better song. I can't give 50 beef for this one. Now The Game, look, I'm a big fan of The Game, but it is hard being a Game fan when this dude just does his worst on social media in public all the time. Last time I saw he was picking fights with Kendrick. Why would you poke the bear? Why would you poke the Godzilla? Why? Look, I like you, Game, but stop trolling for attention. This song is great, though. I thought he and 50 had incredible chemistry, of course, before they fell out. And the production's great. They rode the beat well together. They really sounded like a new great rap duo. And of course, they had their falling out, so we didn't have much after this. But at the point in time, I thought this was really good. And having 50 kind of give him some of that attention, sprinkle some of that dust on him, because he was definitely hot in the streets. So giving him that shoulder rub, sprinkling that magic, that G-Unit magic on him, I think did a great job for pushing this one forward. Great song. I'm giving this one an A tier. Move that one on up to the A. I can't quite give it S, but I think it's solid enough for an A tier entry. Oh, and I can't wait for this one. Reigning for just 1 week in April 30th, 2005. I don't know how it was just 1 week. Y'all did it wrong. My girl Amerie, One Thing. You know what I miss? You know what I miss about music? I miss two things. I miss regional sounds. I miss music sounding like a region of the country, which this song sounds like. It brings me back home. DMV, Virginia, the go-go sound. Rich Harrison. Oh, incredible production. And I also miss hearing a song for the first time and losing my mind. I remember exactly where I was in my apartment in Louisville, Kentucky. The first time I saw this video, I walked into the room. If it wasn't 106 in Park, it was one of those BET video shows were on. And if you remember the Amerie video, she kind of walks into the frame. I was like, oh, new Amerie, okay, what you got? And I did not sit down. I walked in the room, I was standing, I stood up the whole time. I was like, this song is amazing. Amazing energy, amazing charisma. And I've said a million times, we should have gotten way more from Amerie. And I don't want to hear y'all talking about, oh, she can't sing. She can't. Look, you want me to pull all the people who can't sing that y'all be gassing up? I won't name names because I'll get, you know. But there's a lot of people out here that y'all like that I do not want singing at the national anthem at the Super Bowl. Amerie is dope for what she does, and this song is the greatest thing she's done. An incredible song. Y'all hear me gassing up, so you know where I'm going to put it. D Roth. S tier. S tier. S tier. Great song from Amerie. Deserves it. Next up is Bobby V and Slow Down Bobby Valentino, who reigned #1 for 4 weeks back in the spring, early summer. And I always felt like Bobby V came out of nowhere. This is this dude that was just dropping these real hot singles, but actually he wasn't. He was a veteran of the game. If you remember the R&B group Mr., which I loved, and they were a very underrated group, Bobby V was part of that group. This was his solo breakout, and he took every advantage of it. Shout out to Tim and Bob. To me, one of the most underrated R&B production duos of all time. Laced him with this song. The beat is amazing. The lyrics are a little creepy when you think about it. Like, he's just running up on some woman in the streets like, hey, slow down so I can look at your butt more. Excuse me, sir, but that's what it is. If we just take it as a great song, though, I can't hate on it, even though my man Bobby V was a little creepy. This song is one of the best of its era. Great track. Let's move that to the A tier. I think it deserves it. And here's the big one. From June to September, 14 weeks, reigning on top, Mariah Carey's We Belong Together. A monster of a hit. A monster hit. Her big comeback produces one of the best songs of her discography. In my opinion, this is the era where she gained a whole new fan base. I'm for real. If you go on social media and you ask Mariah fans like when they started and they're of a certain age, they're going to say Mimi. Emancipation of Mimi is where they started. Some will say Butterfly in 97. You almost hear no love for her debut and Emotions or anything like that from the early 90s, which is sad because those albums are great. But most of the time, if you're talking to someone on social media, they're talking about how this was their gateway to Mariah. And I can't hate. I understand the love for this song. However, I also understand the hate for this song because I was on the hate train. This song is the reason why I stopped listening to radio. Not because it was a bad song at all, but because every single time I got in the car and turned that radio on, every single time I had to hear those opening keys, and it drove me crazy. I was like, no more radio, no more. I love you, Mariah, but no more you playing this song into the core of the earth. I'm so tired of it. But that does not take away from its quality. Because in 2025, 20 years later, yes, I can actually listen to the song and I have PTSD. I still have PTSD about Nexus Too Close, though. I never want to hear that song again. Oh my gosh. But for this song, there is only one placement for it. S tier. This is an S tier track, and it deserves every bit of the love. For sure, one of the classic songs of that era. Alright, next up is a song I kind of forgot about. I had no idea it was number one, but it's Bow Wow and Ciara for 2 weeks in September. It was number one, Like You. Lord, this song. This song is nothing but one long run-on sentence. Y'all know how it is. I ain't never had nobody show me how to like you. I know I skipped like 5 lines in there, but I have no idea what he was talking about. Ciara sounded like the Micro Machine Man. Actually, I think about it, y'all too young. Y'all don't know who the Micro Machine Man. She sounds like Busta Rhymes rapping real fast on the Chris Brown song. I bet you get that reference if you don't get the Micro Machine Man. This was a fun radio boppage. Now, Shad is not at all my style of hip hop, and I'm sure that does not surprise anybody. Ciara is not my style of R&B. I'm sure that don't surprise anybody. Speaking of people like Mariah that y'all be talking about can't sing, but y'all still like anyway. But anyway, I'm not being shady. The point is, this was a fun, cute little radio bop for the 2005 teenagers. It's fun. If it comes on, I don't hate it. I don't try to decipher that hook, but it is what it is. I think it's a solid song. Let's give that one Roth. Let's move it up to the B tier. It's solid. Alright. For 4 weeks, Kanye West and Jamie Foxx, Gold Digger. You know what? I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I don't even feel like talking about this dude. I'm so sick of Mr. West. I'm sorry, Jamie. Do you have to be collateral damage for this? I know I am the only unbiased music reviewer here on the internet, but I'm gonna be biased right now. You know why? You know why? Because I had to see this photo of him having this little academic video interview. I had to watch this, and this man dressed like this. I ain't gonna sit here and hype him up at all. He is not getting a placement. He's going right to Player Please just for that outfit, even though he did the outfit 20 years later. Go on and put him in there, producer D Roth. Actually, no. Put him under the Player Please. I am in no mood today. Put him under there. He's residing on the bottom of the bottom. Slide him under there. Next. Alright, I'm calmed down a little bit. So, in 4 weeks, reigning at the top, we got Young Jeezy and Akon. Akon and Young Jeezy, try to take it easy with Soul Survivor. If you talking about another song I hated, I could not stand this song in 2005. But here's the thing, I've come around on Young Jeezy. I think that I did not give him the credit he deserves. If I look at him now and I go back and listen to his music and appreciate it, he actually had a lot of insight and wisdom. It wasn't just empty drug talk. Like, he actually had like some substance in there. I kind of compare it to the clips of Pusha T, where they're like, oh, he's always talking about coke rap. Well, he is, but he's talking about the nuances of it within, which is why I always respected rappers from the 90s, because it wasn't just flaunting crime. They would tell you why, or I gotta do this because I gotta afford something for my child. So there was always a nuance and layers to why they were rapping about things that were detrimental to the community. And Young Jeezy does that as well, so I give him props there. He's more than just an ad-lib machine, which is what I wrote him off as in 2005. But you know what I can't get over? Akon. Akon, Young Jeezy, try to take it easy. Like, man, what are you doing? I can't with all that screaming. I cannot. I like this song a little bit more now, thanks to Jeezy. I do not like Akon's contribution at all. So I'm sorry, Jeezy, that's going to knock you down a peg. Let's move that one up to the C tier. Akon, Young Jeezy. Oh, stop it. Alright, for now, for the 2 weeks in November, we had on the top of the list, my cousin Chris Brown with Running. Oh, cousin Chris. A more gentle time. Before he was the R&B terrorist that we know today. Before he was pretending to be whatever gangster rap dude, whatever. This is when we just got straight up innocent R&B Chris Brown. And this is when I actually liked him a little bit more because he actually had focus in his career. And he wasn't giving us 90-track albums regularly. We were getting decent albums and decent material. This was his debut single. It was very, very fun, very energetic, perfect for the era. This is how his fan base is so fanatical today because he had them hyped from jump. I remember the first time I saw this video too. And I was like, who is this guy? He's, he got a little something. He got a little energy to him. So I love that this song has kind of carried his momentum and it did kick off his career. It's the hook is a little pitchy for me, dog. It's a little screechy sometimes. And the man on the floor, and the man in the hole. It's like, all right. So, but besides that, it is energy, it is fun, and I really miss that in our R&B. So I think this is a successful single. I think it's pretty dope. D Roth, let's give this one to the B tier. And here's another one I cannot believe is on the list. Them Franchize boys with JD and Da Brat and Bow Wow with "Oh They Think They Like Me," "Oh They Think They..." Y'all might be too young to remember the Snap era. When everybody was doing the Snap rap stuff. It was cute for its time. I wasn't a fan and probably doesn't surprise anybody. But it didn't linger forever. I feel like if Snap was a thing today, we'd be talking about it 15 years later. Because everything is beaten into the ground. It was a cute little thing that lasted for like a year and then we moved on. So I don't mind that. Them Franchize boys, they're fine. They're inoffensive. This song is quite forgettable to me, but clearly not because it rained 3 weeks. 3 weeks in December in 2005, it was up at the top. So it was absolutely a hit. It was certainly around, but it wasn't one I was tuned into. Not offensive, not horrible, doesn't bother me. I don't care about it. D Roth, that sounds like a C tier to me. And finally, we're wrapping up this list with the last 2 weeks of #1 in December. We're back at Mariah Carey, "Don't Forget About Us." And that is a hilarious name because I always forget about this song. It came off to me like "We Belong Together Junior" all the time. But it's, as a song as itself, it's pretty solid. Like, I feel like if she didn't have the momentum of "We Belong Together," this song would have came and went. But because she was riding a high, everything she was putting out was gold. Ask 50 Cent about that. Any old stinky thing can be gold when you're hot. But this is a decent song. I did think the hype for it was a little much. Because I'm like, this just sounds like the other song is something not as good. But I'm not mad at it. I don't think it's made its way on my iPod back in the day. Remember iPods? I still have mine. It's in my car. I break it out whenever I want to hear a random remix from 2006 or something. But this one isn't up there, but it's not a bad song. Let's move this one to the B tier. It deserves it. All right, let's look back at this masterpiece of a list. D Roth, show the people what we got. Show the list what we have. Yes, I didn't expect that many S tiers, but this is a pretty good list. Look at God. Look at that. 2005 R&B was pretty solid, I have to say. Well, what do y'all think about the list? This is your turn to let me know in the comments. Now, I know the Kanye fans are outside of my window burning crosses in my yard. Probably on orders of their boss. But what do you think about it? Do you think that some of the songs that I play should have been a little bit higher? I'm sure the Cousin Chris fans will be like, S tier for Run It. But what do you think? Do you think that some need to be a little rearranged? Let us know in the comments how your rankings would be. And yes, maybe I will do a 2005 hip-hop list. Because I have already glanced at that list. It's pretty interesting. Maybe we'll see how that turns up on the tier list. But let me know what you think. This edition of the Soul and Stereo Sessions is a wrap. And I still can't wrap my head around it being 20 years since 2005. I have CDs back here older than some of y'all watching these videos. Plastic is older than some of y'all. I'm older than Mum Raw. Y'all don't get that reference either. Y'all so young. Play on, players.